We're starting today with the Yershalmi, Perek Halacha Tes. Somebody who sells himself and his children to the goyim, we don't redeem him, but we redeem the children after mitzvahs avim, after their father passes away. Someone who sells his field to a goy and then a yid bought it back, the buyer brings the bikurim, even if they grew in the reshus of the guy, because of tikkun olam. That they should know that a guy doesn't have a kinyan, and they should try to be poida the karka because it still is kodesh. It's interesting. In the Bavli, we have entirely different gears.
So we have all the tablecloths that we have them all accounted for, right?
In the Bavli, our gear is entirely different. The Bavli says lekeach who may be lekeach who may be bikurim. That the guy who stole it has to bring bikurim because of tikkun olam. Go ask him. Okay. You have to wipe your face. Bring me wipes. Says the Gemara, it's only if you sold yourself once and twice.
One of those drawers. Put it this way, it's
says the Gemara, it's only if you sold yourself once or twice. The third time, we're not going to help you. But if it's once, then pay the nice. It's interesting that Yerushalmi says, but if it's once. In other words, sounds like even twice from the beginning, but then it says only once. I don't know. I think in the Bavli we said 3 times. The third time is when we don't help you. I say this is different than the Bavli for sure. If you sold yourself to ludim, which are cannibals, then we're not going to help you even once. Why? You sold yourself. You gave yourself over the misa. Sorry, 1 second. 1 second. Sorry. You were moiser atzmei lemisa. You gave yourself over to death, so it's your problem. In the Bavli, we kind of said it the opposite, that leludim, you should have rahmanas to the guy. He sold himself to ludim. Also, uvda koimed rababo. The case came in front of Rababo. What to do? Should we redeem him or not? It sounds crazy. Why? How is it even possible that somebody would sell himself to cannibals? What are you trying to do? Commit suicide? Like, you don't have money? I don't know. Maybe he was relying on the fact that the Yidden would redeem him. It sounds very weird, very strange. Omar Manasa mipnei chayav asa. Rababo said, what are we going to do? It's because he mipnei chayav. He didn't have anything to live, so we should redeem it. So maybe he was committing suicide. In other words, according to the Carbonate of the Brisa that says don't redeem some is only if there's no reason. But if he didn't have parnasa, so therefore that's the solution, to sell yourself a cannibal who will eat you for lunch. Sounds very strange. Maybe the ludim wouldn't for sure eat you, but it's possible that they would eat you. And it's possible that he could live. It was like a suffix. I'm not sure. Our Mishnah that says that you still bring bikurim even if you buy from the guy is according to Rav Meir. That Rav Meir holds there's no kinyan, there's no acquisition for a guy in Eretz Yisrael to make you exempt from meiser. According to Rav Shimon, however, if a guy owns something in Eretz Yisrael, then there's a kinyan and you're going to be potter min meiser and from bikurim. Rabimi B'Shem Rish Lakish time that Rav Meir. Rabimi says the name Rish Lakish. What's the reason of Rav Meir? Why does Rav Meir say there's no kinyan for a guy in Eretz Yisrael? It says compares avodim to achuza. Just like an eved we know that you buy from a goy and Evid, but they can't buy from you. If you sell a Yisrael to a goy, there's no help. Af. So too, when it comes to Eretz Yisrael, you could buy from a goy, but a goy can't buy from you. Obviously, he can buy from you, but it's not going to take away from the kedusha audits. Same thing with an Evid. He could buy the Evid, but he's not really going to own Atzmi Shel Evid. It's only la'avoid. It's only to serve. Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Lazar, the son of Rabbi Yossi, said in front of his father, Rabbi Yossi, it says in the pasuk, the land shouldn't be sold. Litzmitzos. When we're talking about Yovel, which teaches us that you cannot sell the land of Eretz Yisrael. There's no kinyan. Only for a year it will return by Yovel. For a goy b'chlal, there's no mechira, because otherwise he doesn't hold the Yovel. So then he'll get it forever. This is Messiah Reb Shimon. You shouldn't sell it, but if you would sell it, then it would be a problem. You shouldn't do it, because if you do it, it would be a problem if you sell to a goy. Huna de Tzipori Omer Hinig Reb Chanina b'Tziporin Kadod Reb Shimon. Huna of Tzipori said that Reb Chanina of Tzipori said that the mitig is to rely on Reb Shimon, which is that a goy does have a kinyan, which is interesting. The Yershalmi says our mission is not like Reb Shimon. Why can't you say it is Reb Shimon?
Yes, there.
But that's why it says there's a tikkun olam.
Yours is working.
What's that? It's not on mute now.
No, but you're
Reb Zaydo, Kumi
charging.
B'Shem Rabbi
Well,
Lazar.
you got 70%.
Yeah, no, isn't yours working?
Huh?
Isn't yours working?
Not right now.
Oh. Reb Zayda Kumi Rabbi B'Shem Rabbi Lazar. Afagav the Reb Meir Omer in Kinyan the Goy Beretz Yisrael Afkim in a Maisus. Moidish Yershalmi Behem Kinyan Nechassim. Zayda said in front of Rabbi and the name of Rabbi Lazar. Even though Reb Meir says a Goy doesn't acquire Eretz Yisrael to make it exempt from Maisus, so if you buy the field from him, you're still going to have to separate the tithes. But he still have Kinyan Nechassim. What does that mean? For example, if a guy buys the field, he harvests it and he makes it into a pile, then you'll be exempt from Maisus. But Tnina Lekech maybe Bikur Tikkun Olam V'Yavi Bikur in Dvar Torah. You should know the Meir holds that there's Tikkun. What's the Tikkun Olam? Even the Raisa according to the Meir. Because the way the Carbonate explains, Stam Mishnah's Reb Meir. So even Midaraisa, you should have to bring Bikurim. What's a Tikkun Olam? That even if he actually made it into a pile and he smoothed into a pile, you're still gonna have to bring Bikurim if you buy it from the guy. That's the Bikurim. That's the Tikkun Olam.
How do you know what's the Bikurim? Isn't it already developed, the fruit?
It's a good question. So you're right. I actually explained the Mishnah. I think I explained the Mishnah wrong. No, I explained the Mishnah according to the Pnei Moshe, actually. But then you have a good question. How do you know what the first fruit was? So the Carbonate explains, actually, even according to the Meir, you would be exempt from Maisus because the guy still is koine from Peiris. You would be exempt from tithing. Even according to the Carbonate, it's very dochuk. It's very difficult to understand because the line starts off by saying there's no kinyan for the goy to lafkiyam in a maisus. It's very hard to understand. The way the Pnei Moshe explains it, at least that part you can understand. That if he makes it into a pile, you're going to be exempt. But then, like you said, there's a problem. How do you know which one is a bikurim? Maybe you just have to take the ones that are most ripe. Even if you don't do it in the most mahudr way, which is to mark it when it's growing on the tree, you take the ones that are the most ripe and you bring it to Yerushalmi. Maybe that's a pshat. If you acquire a field in Yovel,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, David. Where are we? I came in late.
Oh, we're just a few lines, maybe about 10 lines from the end of the fourth Perek in the Yerushalmi. We're finishing the fourth Perek in the Yerushalmi.
Okay.
So, if you acquired a field on Yovel, Ila says, Rabila says you do acquire the property. Rabba says you don't acquire the property. Most of Rabba. Yeah, we'll see in a second. Mosiv Rabba bar Mamul Rabila al Daitoch that Omer Kona Karki Yachba Berishich Bachaba Berishich Moritz. So then you should be allowed to destroy it by building pits and everything in the field if you're Koina. You're not allowed to destroy the field. You have to give it back by Yovel, the end of Yovel, the way you got it. I say Rabbi Yaakov Baracha Shmuasa Kadmeon. Reb Yaakov Baracha brought this machloikis in front of Reb Reichen and Rish Lakish, the same machloikis that we had if you could be kind of karka during Yovel. But Leoda didn't Pligan, he didn't realize they're also arguing about this. Reb Yochanan says you bring the Bikurim. Rish Lakish says there's no kinyan karka, so you don't bring Bikurim. Everybody agrees that you bring the Bikurim even if you're kind of the karka during Yovel.
Okay.
And you could touch the machlekes is actually the machlekes is if it's during the time of Yovel. Machlekes is if it's during the time of Yovel, is there a kinyan karka? So maybe I explained the Gemara wrong. If it's during the time of Yovel, can you be kind of karka, or is it only if it's your steachuzah, only if it's your ancestral lands? That's machlekes. So according to Abba Bar Momol Loikona, Rabila says Kana. So again, the Gemara asks, so you're allowed to destroy the land? The answer is you're not allowed to destroy the land. Rabbi Yochanan Shlokish have the same machlekes, and the nafkamina is about the difference will be about the Kurim. According to Rabbi Yochanan, you acquire it even during Yovel when you have to return it. If it's a state mikna, you buy the field while you own it. Maybe Vikoida, you bring. You'll bring the Bikurim and you'll say the Psukim. And then now this is what we're up to. Everybody agrees that you bring the Bikurim, Mapligim Bikario. The Machlokes is if you say the Psukim. Rabbi Yochanan Amar maybe Vikoide. Rabbi Yochanan says you bring them and you read it. Rabbi Shimon Lakish Amar maybe Veinikoide. Shimon Lakish says you bring it and you don't read it. Adon Allah Perek Shalech get Leishtoi. That's the end of the fourth Perek in the Yerushalmi. Now
Just a
we'll
question on
Yeah.
that concept there. You're talking about bringing the Bikurim on land that you brought during Yovel. Are they talking about the produce that's growing after Yovel? Because how could you bring Bikurim that grow during Yovel? The land is hefker. The produce is hefker.
Oh no! So I re-explained I explained it wrong. I re-explained it to say you bought the land during the time that Yovel's nohig, not during the year of Yovel. I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake. During the time that Yovel's nohig.
Got it.
So in other words, you bought it. The question is it yours or is it really belong to the person you bought it from? Because it's going to go back to him anyway.
Right.
And that's a machlokes. One opinion is it's yours. The other opinion is not yours. The question is, according to the opinion that it's yours, you could just destroy it. The answer is no. You can't destroy it, but it's still yours for the payers. Then we say that Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish have a similar machlokes because which is shown by Bikurim, they both hold you bring it, but according to Rabbi Yochanan do you say the psukim? He holds it's yours even if you buy it, even if it's not your ancestral land. And it's talking about not during the year of Yovel. I made a mistake. It's talking about you bought it during the time that Yovel is nohig. Okay, that's the end of the Perek. Now we'll go to the Bavli, the fifth Perek of the Bavli.
Page?
The page is 48b. Mem Chesamon Beis. Hanizokin, Perek Hanizokin, which is also Perek that talks about the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. We'll probably learn it like around the time of Tisha B'Av.
What do you mean?
Okay, does everybody have the place?
I have 48B,
That's great. Okay, let's start.
but where in 48B?
By the new Perek, chapter 5, by the Mishnah. Hanizokin, damages. Now, the reason why we bring in damages because we're talking about the ksuba, the debt of the ksuba. Even though obviously you have Maseches Ksubas, but there's a small section here that talks about it. Hanizokin shamalem beidis. If you have damages, you get paid by the best part of the property. If you're paying with property, you can pay with cash. But if you're paying with property, you pay with the idis, the best. If you own a debt and you don't have money, you don't have money to pay. Instead, you're paying with your property. You pay with your middle property. There's 3 levels, I guess. Your property gets graded into 3 levels: ziburis, beninis, and idis. So if you damage somebody's property, if you have to pay damages, somebody or something or property, you pay with idis if you don't have cash. The balchoiv with beninis. Ksuba sisha is ziburis. Ksuba is with the worst of the property. We're going to talk about all the reasons for everything in the Gemara. Rabbi Meir says Ksuba Sisha is also Beninis. If you have property that's mishubadim, that's sold, you don't take from that property. You take from the property that's not sold. Even if the property that it's not sold is a lower grade, it doesn't matter. You take from the property that's not sold.
So if it's a lower grade, that means you give more land, right? The creditor takes more land if it's a lower grade, and if it's a higher grade,
yeah, it'll take more land. That's true. That's true. But people rather higher quality stuff with less than lower grade with more because it's more work. Why would you want to? You have to plow more areas.
Oh, that's right.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
So if we're talking about the orphans that they're paying for their father's estate, then they only pay ziburis no matter what. No matter what, they're only going to pay ziburis, the worst. If we're talking about paytis, and Rashi explains like this. What's the problem, Mendel? You want me to help you with this? Okay. Is if you stole a field, Rashi says, and you sold it to someone else, and the person you sold it to was oblivious, and he planted it, and it grew, and there's paytis, and the nigzel then comes and got it back, and he took away the whole field. What he's going to pay the lekech is for his expense. But what about the profits? The lekech put an expense, he put an effort, so that the nigzal is going to pay him. 1 second, sorry. So the nigzal, the person who had the field stolen from him, gets the payers, gets the fruit from the field, and he pays the lekeach, the person who bought from the goizel, from the person who had stolen the yitzia, the expense. Now, what does the lekeach do? He goes back to the person who sold it to him, the thief, and he gets the value of the property, even from nechasim mishubadim. It's considered a milva b'shtar. What about the paytis? The paytis, however, was not considered a milva b'shtar because that came later. The fruit that grew on the property came later through his own efforts. So that he takes from nechasim b'nei chayrin. He takes from property that hadn't been sold. not from Nechasim Mishubadim. Let's say the Lekeach made the property worth more, the actual ground worth more by planting trees and so on, permanently. Also that he's only going to get from Nechasim B'nei Chayrin, property that hadn't been sold, that the Goizel hadn't sold, from the Goizel's property. So in between the Lachilas Pedis, if the Nigzel planted seeds and there's Pedis, Menucha, don't go in. Is he sleeping? And the Shevach Karkois from Nechasim Mishubadim, for the woman to get fed, if she's, as long as she's an almana, for her to get fed. V'habonis, not now. V'habonis, and the daughters, for them to get sustained on the estate of their father's estate. Because of Tikkun Olam, and we're going to talk about it later. First, you have to eat breakfast. Somebody who finds a lost item, and you're doing a Shabbos Avedo, and the Bailim are now, and now the Bailim, the owners, are claiming that he did not return all of it. Lo Yishava, you don't make a Shavua. It's not Maida B'Miksos, we don't make a Shavua. We play Tikkun Olam because Tikkun Olam, the Gemara will explain. Okay, so now we start off with the first part of the Mishnah. No, not now. Says the Gemara like this.
No.
Okay, good.
Give me the colored candy.
Go get it. Says the Gemara, Mipnei Tikkun Olam Deraisihi. How could you say it's Tikkun Olam to pay Nizokin Beidis damages with the property? It's from the Torah. The Torah tells us you pay with the best of your field and the best of your vineyard. So what the Mishnah is saying, Mipnei Tikkun Olam. Because Rashi explains the end of the Mishnah when it says before Va'amoitzi Mitzia, B'pnei Tikkun Olam. The first time it says B'pnei Tikkun Olam is the whole Mishnah. It's interesting that why would it repeat it then a second time? I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe that's really a separate Mishnah and they brought it in. So squeeze.
I don't understand. What's the issue? Tikkun Olam.
Why are we saying that it's a Takanas Chachamim? Why are we saying that it's Takanas Chachamim if why are we saying that it's Takanas Chachamim if it's really deraisa? Let's leave Meitav Sedeu, Meitav Karmi Yerushalmi. Amar Abaya leitzricha el Rabbi Shmuel the Omer mideraisa ben the Nitzik Shaminon Kamash Malon mitnei Tikkun Olam Shaminon midemazik. Rabbi Shmuel says mideraisa, you're supposed to estimate the property of the Nizok, his best property. If the mazik has better property, will give you from the better property, the property of the mazik. Now, the person who had caused the damage, if he has better property, obviously, Tikkun Olam, we're trying to help him out.
I need a bath party.
So go somewhere else.
No.
Yeah, what were we saying?
Are you talking to me?
Oh, I thought somebody had a comment.
Well, I didn't say anything just now.
Okay, so the Gemara says like this. My Rabbi Yishmael, what is the opinion of Rabbi Yishmael? The Tanya, it says in the Brisa, Meitav Sadeu, Meitav Karmi Shalim, the best of the field you should pay. Meitav Sadeu Shenizak, Meitav Karmi Shenizak. According to the Torah, it's the person who's been damaged, you pay the best of his field. David Rabbi Yishmael. We take the nizokin, we take damages from idis. 1 second. Okay, so Rabbi Akiva says, the pasuk is coming to be machmir ligbeis linizokin, to collect damages from idis, that if you don't have money, you pay from the best, and also kal v'chomer lehekdesh. Okay, so now the Gemara analyzes. It seems like Rabbi Shmuel is saying, if you ate or you damaged something which is very good, you pay what's very good. But if you also ate what's bad, what's lean, what's not good, you still have to pay what's very good, because he says, so it sounds like he's saying, let's say, for example, you ate a row of poor fruit, poor quality food, right? It's not the quality of food is not so good. You have to pay with the same row of high quality food. That doesn't look to make sense. How does that even make sense? How do you pay? Why should you pay more than what you damaged? I mean, the truth is, we say if you steal
It's a
something,
penalty because you damaged.
what?
It's a penalty because you damaged.
Right. We do say that if you steal something, you pay double. So what's the big question of? So what's the big problem? What's the big problem of saying to pay more than what you damaged? Tosfos says it makes sense. If you ate something good, you'll pay back with what's good. But if you ochel chusha, why should you pay fatty stuff? Oh, but his second interpretation makes sense. The question, he says like this: if you ate shmeino, if you damage from the best part, you're still only going to pay the best part. So all of a sudden, if you damage what's not so good, you're going to have to pay the best. You're going to have to pay more than what you damage. But if you damage high quality stuff, you're not going to have to pay more than what you damaged. How does that even make sense? That's why Tosfos explains the inami. So the Gemara says, you ate a vegetable patch, you damaged a vegetable patch, we don't know what it was. We don't know what the quality was. Teda says to pay for the best of the nizik. Rava says like this: if you know that you ate klusha, the worst, you're going to pay the worst. Now that you don't know, all of a sudden you pay the best. If you want to take something from your friend, you should have a proof. You don't have a proof, so how can you take it from them? El Omar of Acha. El Omar of Acha bar Yaakov, Hocha b'may skin, Gegun Choise Idis, the Nizik, is Iburis the Mazik. We're talking about that the Idis, according to Rabbi Shmuel, it's not that you pay exactly what you damaged. No, you recalibrate it. You're going to recalibrate the idis of the nizik like the ziburis of your mazik.
Well, yeah, I was saying something along those lines. In other words, you adjust the amount of land you give, right?
What?
You recalibrate.
This is not doing well. Mendel got sick and he's nonstop. He's crying.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Rufuah Shlema, Mendel.
Mendel, what do you need?
David, if you have to end early to take care of Mendel, that's fine.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can cancel it now, David. Sure. If you have things to.
Just the last time, what is he talking about recalibrating?
Yeah, let's finish with this. With this thought, we'll try to do a few more lines just to finish the idea. According to Rabbi Shmuel, It's not that you paid the same size of land that you're paying. You damaged poor quality and you're paying back with high quality. No, you pay back what you damaged. So if you damage high quality, pay back with high quality. If you damage poor quality, pay back with poor quality. Bezdin evaluates how much it's worth. He says he doesn't have cash. You take the property of the value from his property. Obviously, it's from his property. He's not going to pay with the debt. Well, he has to come from his property if he doesn't have cash. If his ziburis is as good as the idis of the mazik, of the nizik, if the person you've damaged, his idis, your ziburis is as good as his nizik, all you have to pay is from your ziburis. It's made up sadayu. It's his property. You have to evaluate based on his property. But Rabbi Akiva Sovar, with the mazik shamina, Rabbi Akiva says no. You evaluate from the mazik, from your property's best, based on the value of the money. My time of the Rabbi Shmuel never sold the lamatav, never sold the lamaylim. The pasuk says, when you damage a field, and then it says, meitav stadeo, the best of the field, you should pay. Just like when we're talking about the field you damaged, the nizik, we're talking about the nizik. Afsoda amur lamata, the nizik, so to the field, which is what you're paying from, is going to be based on the nizik's best. If your worst is like his best, all you have to pay is from your worst. Rabbi Kiva Sovar, meitav sadeu yishalem, deichlekam yishalem, meitav sadeu, which makes sense. The simple interpretation is the best of the field of the person who's paying. But Rabbi Shmuel, Lahani Gzereshava, Rabbi Shmuel says the Gzereshava is going to help Sada Sada. Bahani Kro, Lahani Gzereshava. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll try to take care of him one more time. If not, then we'll end early. Give me a minute. Oh, hello?
Hello.
I'm
I
here.
realized my mic was off the whole time. I'm so sorry. Let's just finish the thought and then until Rabbi Kiva Omer, I just read it all without a mic. For Rabbi Shmuel, Hani Gzereshava v'Hani Kro. The Gzereshava helps and the pasuk helps. Hani Gzereshava l'chtamor. The Gzereshava tells us that you measure based on the nizik's best. Hani Kro. The pasuk with Meitav Sadeo will tell us the Islay the mazik idis is ziburis. So the mazik has two types of property, good and bad. The ziburis today loy shavi kidis and nizik. His bad is not worth as much as the idis of the nizik, but his idis is worth more. The mishalim leimi meitav that he'll pay from his best. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. You're good.
So we're up to Rabbi Kiva Omer. Rabbi Kiva Omer is like kind of a new area. So we'll continue in session, God willing.
Thank
right.
you very
Okay.
Have a wonderful
my
Shabbos.
much. Bye.
Have a good